JJ Math. Okay, so now we're at a part that you only learn in grade 10, the sum and difference of cubes. So very similar to difference of two squares, but in this case, everything is cubed, or the exponents are multiples of 3. So in the blue block, you can see all the steps. That's as easy as I'm going to get it, but let's apply it to sums so you can see how it works. So I always start with making a small bracket and then a bigger bracket. In the first bracket, I just do the cube root of both original terms, and I keep the same sign. So this would be 3p minus 1. Now there's just a pattern or a little rhyme you need to remember, and that would always give you the bigger bracket. So the first one I would get by squaring the first term in the small bracket. So this would be 9p squared. Then I multiply the two terms in the small bracket, and I change the sign. So that would be 3p times 1 would just give me 3p, but I change the sign to a plus. The last one is always a plus, and you square the last term in the first bracket. So square the first one, multiply them but change the sign, and then square the last one. And that is done. I can't factorize that second bracket any further, so that's my final answer. Let's do a few more. So in this case, small bracket, big bracket, kp minus 1 over 2 would be the cube roots of those terms. So now square the first one, k squared p squared, multiply them but change the sign, so a half kp, always a plus, and then square the last one. There we go. Next one, I always need to check, can I take out a common factor from them? And yes, I can. I can take out 8p. I'm going to be left with p cubed minus 8. And that's it. The p is gone. So now, small bracket, big bracket, and this would be p minus 2. Square the first one, multiply them but change the sign, and then square the last one. Here we go. That is the answer. Let's look at two challenges when it comes to this. So there's two terms, and both of them are cubed. So I can just follow this pattern. It's just going to look a bit messy with this extra bracket. So I'm going to start with a small bracket and then a bigger bracket. Okay, cube root, both of them. So it's 3 minus, and then just one of those brackets. Okay, for the big one, I am going to square the first one. I am going to multiply, but change the sign. And then always a plus and square the last one. Okay, great. So then my difference of cubes are done, but I just need to rewrite it so that they are not brackets inside of brackets. So in this case, this would be 3 minus k plus 1. And this one, 9 plus 3k minus 3 plus k squared minus 2k plus 1. So I'm just foiling out that bracket. Now I just need to simplify a bit and see if there's anything further to be done. So in this case, 4 minus k. Then I'm just going to reshuffle as I add like terms. So then I have a 3k minus a 2k gives me just plus 1k. 9 minus 3 is 6, plus 1 gives me 7. Okay. If that was a nice and proper trinomial, I would need to separate that into two brackets. But now this is not. The factors of 7 will never add up to give me 1. So that is my final answer with this one. The last one, I would just then do the same pattern. So what makes this challenging is just the fraction and the big numbers, but the steps remain the same. So in this case, cube root would be 3x. Same sign. Cube root would be a 6 over x for that one. Okay, square the first one, 9x squared. Multiply them, but change the sign. I'm just going to do this separately so you can see where this comes from. So I'm going to make both of them fractions, and then multiply the tops and multiply the bottom. So this would give me 18x over 1x. The x's cancel out, and that is just an 18. So I would then change the sign and just do the 18. Okay, last one is going to be always a plus, and just square the last term. There we go. That is done. I can probably take out a 3 in both brackets. So let's see how that would look. So if I take a 3 out of the first bracket, that would be x minus 2 over x. And then I can actually take out a 3 there. So I'm just going to put a big multiply. And if I take a 3 out there, this would be 3x squared plus 6 plus 12 over x squared. Then to do my final answer, I don't want a 3 in front and in the middle. So it's just going to be a 9 and then x minus 2 over x and then 3x squared plus 6 plus 12 over x squared. And that would be the final answer to that question. Okay, guys, that was all the factorization that you are going to learn in grade 9 and 10. But now, please do the following 3 tests and see how it goes. See if you understand and if you need to redo something to just perfect your factorizations.
If this video helped you, please like and subscribe.
JJ Math!